Hello friends, welcome back. My last video I was talking about the rechargeable Axonics InterStim. I didn't really think too much about it. Like, I mean, I thought about it and I uploaded it, but I mean, like, I didn't think that it was going to be substantial enough to cause any kind of impact. However, Axonics watched it and they were like, hey, that girl's talking about us. They wanted to kind of correct me and like change my mind on Axonics, which is like super cool of them. Like, I'm impressed, to be fair. It has 254 views on it right now. Like, that's not that much. But I got an email from Jennifer Raid, and she was like, hey, we saw your video and thank you for being open and honest about your condition, and we'd love to talk to you about our product, and like we just wanted to go over a couple things that you kind of just didn't know as much about. Could we set up a time to talk about it, as well as we'd love to get you in touch with someone who's actually experiencing the product firsthand. And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. But it's like, how often does someone like reach out to a random individual who has no impact? Well, not really no impact, but like, I guess I feel like I have like very little impact on the world. But I want to have a bigger impact. I just feel like it's very small right now. I arranged a time with Jennifer and John Walk, and we talked on the phone for like 45 minutes a few days ago, and it was really cool. Or I let him talk about Axonics, and then I had a bunch of questions that I had to ask him, and it really, like, not just that conversation alone, but talking to one of their users, in fact their spokesperson on the product, Jill, and just hearing her experience with Axonics and like it not hindering her life, in fact it just making her life so much better, was really kind of makes me angry at my InterStim implant, which sounds really weird. It really impacted my perception on both Medtronic's InterStim and Axonics. In my video about Axonics, I talk about how my doctor was the one who kind of brought it up to me, and like I wasn't entirely sure if he was talking about Axonics, but he did say a rechargeable brand nonetheless, and sort of described it as, would you rather have a phone you can have that recharges every week, or a phone that you never have to recharge, like InterStim with recharging, or a non-charging InterStim, the one I currently have. And I didn't really hear too many other benefits about it, just the fact that, oh, well, if I have to recharge it, then why would I want to do that? Like, sort of, that was the only downfall to it. I didn't really think there was anything different about it, other than the fact that it had a longer battery and you could recharge it. And I don't think he said it was MRI safe, but like that's another benefit to it, is that it's MRI safe versus the one I have now. So while we were on the phone, I was writing down notes, like a good note taker that I am, and I'll go over some of the things that he mentioned that really make Axonics stand out. Axonics was founded in 2013, but they started ramping up production for it in 2014. So they brought together people with over 30 years experience with InterStim together to create this brand of rechargeable InterStim. Now, neuromodulation has been around for, I think, like 30 years or so. I could be wrong with that, but I think it's been around for a long time. So their motive towards creating this product was, how do we improve on neuromodulation? So some things to note about Axonics is that I really didn't put much thought into the fact that it does say is a third of the size of the Medtronic InterStim, and it's surprisingly a third of the size. Who would have thought? I was looking at comparison pictures of the Medtronic and the Axonics one, and there's a huge difference in size, and so therefore more comfort for patients, which is really cool. It is titanium, but it also has a ceramic window for the rechargeability of it. And the biggest thing, I think, is that they guarantee the 15 years of usefulness in the body, and it can go, I guess, anywhere above 15 years, which is amazing. That's huge. That's like crazy. That's a long time of not having to like get battery replacements and not having to worry about it. That's just having the ability to recharge it just for that length of time is amazing. You don't have to hold the remote control to your body to connect it and then hold it there to adjust it, like the one I have. So you don't have to hold this thing against your body where the implant is to change the settings with these buttons. With the Axonics one, you just have a key fob sized one, like it's much smaller and like green and cute, and it comes with a keychain so you can put it on, like it looks like a key fob, and you don't have to put batteries into it as well. Like this one comes with batteries and you have to recharge or get batteries for it all the time. And I find this like the batteries die on it a lot, because if I don't take the batteries out and then I chuck it in my purse, the button gets booped and then it's constantly something or other looking for, you know, the InterStim device in my body. And with the key fob, you just push the buttons that on it and it just adjusts it for you remote control-y, like it's wireless. Something I never thought about was when you get any implant in your body of any kind or any type of scarring, there's gonna be scar tissue around that area. They have a smart technology in the lead where it compensates for the scar tissue in that area to have more consistent activation of the stimulus or the stimulation to your sacral nerves, which is something I would have never thought about. Not that I had to, I didn't create any of these products, but I just think that's very smart. And it also comes with helical tines, so like these tiny little like spikes that come out of the wire, and it sticks into, like it stays put in your body, so it's not like a smooth lead that you could just yank out. Well, I'm sure some of you who have InterStim have experienced lead migration. I have experienced lead migration, and that's what attributed to having the revision surgery 6 months after my first one. But with this, it has helical tines, so that it means that it's going to result in less lead migration, or hopefully none, you know, because it's stuck in there. They made the whole product very, very user-friendly. So everything with the remote, the rechargeability system, the planter for the charger. There's also notes or sounds that come out of the chargers to let you know when it's done, and to let you know that it's actually connected to the thing, which I'll get into later. As for the results of the clinical studies that they did, they ran them for, it sounds like 2 years. They started them in 2016 is what I wrote down, and it sounds like they ended them in June 2018. So with those results that they got from all the patients, so 90% of the patients had results within 6 months versus 60% of patients having results with Medtronic within 1 year of implantation with the device. So those 90% of people had more than a 50% of urinary symptom reduction in that first 6 months. So urinary incontinence episodes in all their patients went down from 5.6 episodes per day to 1.3 episodes per day at the 6 month mark. Earlier I said 90% of all treated patients were therapy responders. Out of that 90%, 80% of therapy responders had more than a 75% reduction in their urinary incontinence episodes. Get this, 34% were dry, having 100% reduction of symptoms. What? I can't even fathom having 100%. Like, what would that life be? I don't know. Obviously, these people experienced a clinical improvement of quality of life. So they were able to document the fact that their quality of life had just skyrocketed dramatically, because for those of you who are like me or have been suffering from overactive bladder and or bedwetting most or all of their lives, you know that it's really heckin' frustrating, and it's not fair to feel like there's no cure and you can't talk to anyone about it. So their quality of life, and just the fact that their symptom reduction is so much better than it ever was with any medication or procedure before. Like this is real. Like this is real people experiencing real life symptom reduction, and that's just phenomenal. Okay, so going back to the fact that it's rechargeable, right? In their clinical study, they said that 98% of the people said that they would accept the fact that they have a rechargeable InterStim, and they're happy with their rechargeable sacral neuromodulation. So I don't know what the other 2% said, that they were unhappy. But like, here I am saying that I would have been unhappy with it, so sorry. But no, I changed my mind now. This is definitely better than having, like, for me, I think I have like 60% reduction of symptoms. And that means that I'm still having overactive bladder symptoms every day still, and wetting the bed every night. It's not that I'm missing nights or missing days, it's just that my symptom reduction is down. Or sorry, my symptoms are down. So I'm still experiencing it. It's just at a lower urgency or a lower frequency and a lower amount I'm leaking. So everything's there, it's just lower. So that's all the stuff I had to say about Axonics. I'm going to move on to the section of the video where I'm going to talk about Jill. And Jill is amazing. I love Jill. She is so cool. We just like clicked right away. We were talking on Skype. Not without a few technical difficulties. So first, I was going to show this part of the video with audio. I was actually going to show this part of the video with mostly just us talking and like have like her camera and my camera. But the problem was my computer decided to turn off every time we used Skype, so I couldn't do that anymore. So I had to resort to using my phone. So I had to re-download Skype on my phone and log in and then like call her, and she was so confused. But anyways, I got it figured out. The only problem was that when I went to record or do a screen capture, I've never had a problem with capturing audio. I've used this like free app, but the thing is that this time it was like, hey, we can't capture audio. Do you still want to record? And I was like, of course, fine. And I just was too frustrated to get anything else ready, so it was a last minute thing. So there's no audio. However, you'll see her using or showing the device and the rechargeability stuff of it. So I'm going to go over that right now. But Jill is awesome. So she was the very last clinical trial of Axonics when they were doing it in June 2018. So that means she's only had it since June of 2018, and it's what, May. So it's almost June. It's almost been a year for her. But she had immediate symptom reduction, like 100% right away. She also said that she never experienced like really much pain after surgery as well. And her scar is like really, really small because as I told you earlier, the Axonics device is like this big. Like it's really small, and it's only like about that tall, I think. I calculated to look about 1 inch tall and about 1.5 inches long. Anyway, she has a small scar. She said surgery went well. She woke up feeling non-drowsy, and then she basically said, I think she said she went to work that next day. Like I was off for 2 weeks, like in real pain. Like if you've seen my vlogs about any of the surgeries or whatever, the 2 surgeries. But my second surgery was it was bad. I was depressed, I was in pain, I had a cane. It was bad. And I was telling her all this, and she was just like a mouth agape for most of my like story about my Medtronic implant. And like I don't even think my Medtronic implant was that bad, because at the time, or even to this day, like it's taken a lot. Like it's taken a lot of time to get to this point, but it's working, right? Like it's giving me some symptom relief. I didn't think I had any other choice but to accept what my doctors are giving me. But she made mine sound like a horror scene in like a movie. Like my whole life has just been like this horrible thing, and hers has just been this delight. And I'm so happy for her. Like I genuinely am. And I think that when given the chance, I want to get the Axonics one now. But yeah, she said she had no pain. She basically took some Advils. She went on a 4-hour road trip like that couple days later, and she was like never had to stop to use the bathroom. 100% symptom reduction. Like she's one of the 100% people, and she swears by this now. Like it's crazy to think about having 100%. She got used to like having a pattern of doing it every Sunday night, of recharging it. So she said she just takes the recharger, plops it on the back, so to which you can hear when it's like above it, and it's got like this little square, which she shows in the video, square area of where this needs to be hovering above for the window to like attach to the interstim, just by holding it above where the implant is. And you just strap on the black strap, and then you just go about your day or whatever with it recharging. And she said it takes about, I guess, less than half an hour, depending on, I guess, how long you go without recharging it. I guess if you went 2 weeks, it could probably take a little bit longer. I love the fact that the device that she has to change the settings, if she ever needs to, comes on like a keychain. Like it just, and there's no batteries that you need to replace with it. Like that's just so convenient. And it doesn't look like anything substantial. It just looks like a little key fob, like it could be for anything. And so she has interstitial cystitis. I think I pronounced it properly. And the way she described it to me was, apparently when they did like a video scope of her bladder, it looked like a cheese grater. Like if you were to take a cheese grater and like shave it along the walls of the bladder, like that's what it looked like inside her bladder. So it was constantly irritated and constantly inflamed and in pain. I don't know too much about interstitial cystitis. It's just from what she told me. But when Before, she would go like more than 20 times to the bathroom a day, and now it's down to like 8, 9, 10, like somewhat normal of an amount. She has no pain, no problem. Her interstitial cystitis is only irritated when she drinks like acidic stuff, and her symptoms are gone. Easy as that. My scar is like this long, I think. Like it's like on an L shape, but and her scar is like little. It's itty bitty. It's so little. But like my scar had to get like enlarged because he had to move it closer to like my spine, and with the revision surgery. Anyways, I don't really care about scars. It's just crazy that the fact that she said he didn't even make a pocket in her butt. He just like placed it between the muscles and then just sewed her back up and whatever else. But it just like is just in there, and it's tucked away, and it's not causing her any pain. She said she could get up to 30 years of symptom relief with her implant. That's pretty cool. Like, that's really cool. That's desirable. Before I go, I want to end on some notes I made about the differences between Axonics and Medtronic. Axonics, obviously, easily rechargeable. Medtronic, no, not rechargeable. Axonics, 15 to 30 years, approximately. Medtronic, 5 to 10, maybe. Axonics, 1/3 the size of Medtronic. Medtronic, like I said, 1.7 inches by 2 inches, and also Axonics is thinner. The remote control is wireless, so you don't have to hover it above your body or use the big long weird puck on a leash that you plug into this thing. I don't have it in front of me, but it's around. It's remote control. Meanwhile, the Medtronic remote must make contact with your body. That being said, the remote control, there's no batteries. You don't have to replace the batteries. It comes with its own batteries. I actually didn't remember if she has to recharge that or not, but she doesn't have to put batteries into it. Medtronic device, there's batteries. They're in the back here. There are 2 AAA batteries. They're back here. Also, Axonics comes on a keychain, which is hella convenient. This is just big and clunky and no keychain. Axonics has a tinned lead with smart technology that compensates for scar tissue. Medtronic comes with a tinned lead, but doesn't have the smart technology to make up for the scar tissue around it. But Axonics also patented the helical tines that come with it so that it sticks in place and doesn't have any, well, hopefully has no lead migration. Medtronic does not. It can move. Unfortunately, it has. Oh yeah, Axonics is MRI safe. Hello. So it's MRI safe in Europe from head to toe. In Canada, where I am, it is not MRI safe from head to toe. That's what I found on the Axonics website. However, if the fact is that it is legally MRI safe from head to toe in Europe, then it's just not approved, I guess, for head to toe in Canada. But the fact is that it is MRI safe. Medtronic, no, it is not MRI safe. Axonics is titanium and ceramic to make room for the fact that you can charge it. So through the ceramicness of it. Medtronic is just titanium. I couldn't find anything else online that said it wasn't just titanium, but I've heard from everyone that I ever know that it's titanium. Axonics, it's titanium and ceramic to allow for charging. And then the biggest thing I'd say is Axonics has had quicker results with most of their clinical trials with real patients, right? They're not just clinical trials for anyone, within 6 months. Medtronic, typically around a year. That's me, around a year. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope Axonics enjoys this video. I hope Jill enjoys this video. I hope you all enjoy this video because, like I said, it was really cool of Axonics to reach out to me. Like, super, like, I didn't think I made that much of an impact, but like, honestly, that's the kind of company I'd rather be with, like, who wants to make an impact on patients or, you know, non-patients about their product. And like, I'm not being paid to do this. They're not selling me the product. They're not doing anything other than informing me. And that's the most, I was gonna say something very cheesy, but that's what's worth the most is information. Okay, I gotta go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will hopefully see you soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you Axonics again for reaching out to me. Thank you for Jill for your time. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.